Hello, Artisan Toolbox. I know it's the Easter holidays and the groups are quiet and we're all taking a well-deserved break. However, we've got our lovely Sam Hawkins who's going to talk all about positivity today. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about you before we start, because we have a few new members actually, in case they catch the replay.
Okay, so hi, hello everybody, nice to be here again. My name's Sam, for those of you who haven't met me before, and I'm a master NLP practitioner and empowerment coach. And I had fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, and I recovered. This is very quick. Chrissy will know this is very quick for me.
It's all right, they can catch, if the thing is, if they haven't seen you, they can scroll back and search through other videos and watch it all. So it's just a very quick one is perfect.
But basically I recovered from chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia using NLP, and now I help other people. So Chrissy has asked me along to sort of chat to you. I think this is the third one, isn't it? I think the first one was just telling my story, then we had questions, and now this is positivity. And as it was going to be last month, but unfortunately we had to cancel last minute, I was going to link it slightly to telling your story in a positive way. And because this month is now social media, I'm going to see if I can combine those two very tenuously to, once we've done a few positivity things, how you can tell your story in a positive way on social media.
Okay, just before you do, I've just set my phone up because I can't see the comments on the program I use, but I can see there's someone watching. So please do comment below to tell me who you are. Sam's going to pause in the middle. We're going to put it out for any questions, and she's going to finish her slot. That's what I call it. Her speech, her talk, and then we'll have some questions at the end.
Slot better. Speech and talk send shivers down my spine.
Okay,
slot is much better.
It is just slot, isn't it? It is just slot. So that's what we're going to do. So, and I think we all need some positivity in our lives. It's quite difficult being at home. If you've got children, it's very difficult to juggle your business and stuff. Even just with the internet. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh God.
But also, it's hard when you then have. I know a lot of people in this group have chronic illness as well, so it's hard when you've then got that and you're having to carry on and just completely carry on, and it's really hard to be positive.
Or with young kids, we have mums with young kids at their home. That's very similar as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Or with kids who have their own set of issues and needs as well.
Yeah, I've got two of them.
I've got one with needs and one who's sat here next to me. Say hello.
Oh my God, your hair's gorgeous. Let me see that.
This is her out of bed. No, she's been out of bed for hours. She's having a pajama day today.
Oh, we all need that.
You're not going to go like that swimming. And I decided that maybe I shouldn't have a pajama day as I was appearing on here. So
you know what, you'd be fine. You can hang out with us, whatever. But as I said, it is going to be a bit quiet, and we do have one person, so we'll crack on.
Okay, well, hello. Who is that person?
I don't know. I haven't seen any comments yet.
Hello, whoever you are. So, I mean, really, I'm sure that nothing I say is going to particularly be new, but I always find that it's nice to have reminders. So I have a list of 10 top tips to help you feel positive and calm, and I've made notes sort of next to them to link things in. So and as we've just said, when you've got all those other factors, with the best will in the world, it's really hard sometimes. So sometimes you just need that little reminder just to think, everything is happening. And even on a day where there's hardly anything to feel positive about, if you're feeling really ill or really down, or the kids are playing up or whatever, there's always something, even if it's just the sun shining. So my first one is to remember to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. So you're filtering for positive. So I'll give you an example of that, not linked to positivity. If you looked around, Chrissy, I'll ask you to do this, but other people listening or later on listening can do this as well. And you may well have done this before. But if you look around your room and count all the things that are black.
Oh my gosh, I'm in the kitchen and I have a black washing machine, a black dishwasher, a black oven, a black clock, a black table, a black printer, a black bin, a black chalkboard, a black kettle, a black knife thing. So I've probably got at least 10 because I like black and white in my kitchen.
Okay, brilliant. Now tell me how many yellow things there are in your kitchen. Looking at me. You see, I asked you to look for black things, so you were only looking for black things. So when I asked you about yellow things, sorry, I keep getting texts coming up. When I asked you for yellow things, you weren't filtering for yellow, you were just filtering for black. So it's the same with positivity and negativity. If we are negative or we focus on all the things that we've got going on and all the things that are going wrong, then that's all we'll see. So, you know, I've been there.
I like
that. So basically, if you filter for positive and you look for the positive, you still have all those things going on, but it helps you to become more positive and to focus on those rather than all the things that are going wrong in your life. And you know that this applies greatly. It really helped me when I had chronic illness, but it applies in all areas, also within all your businesses as well. You know, if you've got like loads of orders coming in and it happens to be the Easter holidays and you've got the kids there and you happen to be having a flare because you're so busy and everything, you know, it's important to just take that. I think one of my points is breathe in a minute, but just to take that step back and think, okay, well, what about all the things that are going right in my life? And, you know, the fact that you've got lovely children and, you know, do you know what I mean? And that you've got successful businesses and that you're creative and all that kind of things.
Can I just quickly that would be my first thing. I just quickly say, I find the comments, they just popped up. Facebook sometimes hides them, I swear. But we have Trina and we have Vicky on, and Trina said, oh my God, that's so true. In her bedroom, she has 3 items. Vicky says, I have pyjama, Sunday PJ days, and yeah, they're all saying hello.
Great. Hello. So that's kind of the filtering for positive. So really that's if you focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. So when I was recovering, I always focused on I wanted to be well and healthy rather than focusing on the pain and fatigue. And you know, it's just a reminder, and it's not always possible. I used to beat myself up about not being positive all the time, and it's impossible to be 100% positive all the time. And you know, I love all this stuff, and you know, this is how I live my life and everything, but even I have, you know, like negative times sometimes, but I can come out of it really quickly, you know.
Well, we're all human though, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say no one's perfect, and actually I used to strive to be perfect, and a lot of people with chronic illness do, because they're striving for perfectionism.
That's so true.
Now I know that I am good enough, so you know that's really helped me as well. Okay, so going on from the last bit, so make a positive diary. So at the end of each day, a positive diary. So at the end of each day, you can write 3 things that were really positive. So again, like I said just now, even on a day where you know everything just seems to be going wrong and you're just feeling really ill and everything is just being thrown at you, there's always something that is good, even if it's someone smiled at you or you ate a really lovely strawberry, or I don't know why that.
You know what? I just look at the kids, Sam. I look at the kids and think they like my life. But that's why I keep going.
Yeah, no, exactly. When I was at my worst, when I could hardly do anything and was sort of sofa bound, it was the kids that kept me going, actually. So yeah, I mean, I used to do this all the time. in a positive diary, I now, and I mentioned this to Chrissy just now, I started journaling in January. I'm not going to say too much about that now because I think
that next month.
Yeah, we're going to do that for Mindset May. We're going to do about journaling because I have a set structure that I do as well as other stuff. But we can kind of add all this stuff in as well because I now combine my positive diary that I did before. I now have that in my journal because I ended up with like loads of. I had a positive diary, I had a gratitude diary. I had like all these different things, and now I just combine them into one thing. But I'll talk about next time.
Just briefly, because something just popped into my head. Are you going to write a book? Because I'm doing one for Heartisan.
Sorry, say that again.
I think it's the signal. I think it's my kids upstairs nicking it all. I'm obviously, I don't know if you know, writing a book for Heartisan. Are you ever going to write a book? Because I think that would be awesome.
Yes, it's on my 12-year plan.
Awesome.
I think it's something that I'll probably do over the summer holidays because in the holidays I can't work as much because the kids are around, and so that's probably something I want
just
to do. Just
popped into my head with all the things that you come out with. It'd be great to or even a ebook to start with because we have.
Yeah, no, I want to do a book about my story and my journey aimed at people with chronic illness. But yeah, it's funny because I thought of 2 podcasts or webinars, haven't decided which, just before I came on that I could do about how we talk to ourselves and how we talk to our children can affect them. And I was messaging a friend who was having light bulb moments, and then I suddenly went, oh my goodness, I've got one now as well. And I suppose I could kind of put that into a book. I was thinking at one point of doing a little book of positivity.
I think that would be awesome. You could
Thank you.
Did you see Joelle? Because we have a couple of other guest speakers that come in, and Joelle did hers about her ebook and how to create one, and that I just thought that would be a good start.
Oh, I didn't. Will I be able to find that on the?
I'll tag you in it if you remind. I'll write it down. Hiya, Claire. Sorry, I really interrupted Sam then because things pop in my head and they just have to come out.
Yeah, so, no, exactly. It's fine.
Let's carry on.
It's fine because. I was in a flow, but I was at a suitable place to stop. No, it's fine.
Because I have no filter, and my team will know this. My team will know this because I have no filter, and it just you know.
Yeah, but now I've made you aware of some kind of positive filter, so that's good. Although you're pretty positive anyway.
No, as in filter. Then when I open my mouth, it just comes out. I can't stop it.
Yeah. No, it's fine, and I would rather you do that than have something to say and then forget. Am I still there? It's come up for connection. Am I still? You are. So let's
crack back on, and then we'll have a pause. And we've got 3 people watching now.
So, yeah, I might come back to that one. So another thing is learn to put yourself first sometimes and feel okay about that. This is a big thing that I still struggle with this, especially when you're a mother as well, or a father for any of the men in this group. But I do think mothers more. I think it's really hard to put yourself first, and when you have a chronic illness as well, because it seems to me that there's a lot of people with chronic illness who are high achievers and, as I said, perfectionists, and they are used to putting everyone first. Even when they feel really ill, you still put people first, and it's okay to put yourself first, and it's really important to as well. And it's something I still find really hard because I've always put everybody first, but sometimes I think, no, actually I'm going to put myself first. This is more because I did say this is top tips to help you feel positive and calm, so that's kind of linked in with like the calmness as well, but it's okay to put yourself first. For instance, if I relate that to all of your businesses, I think we kind of touched on this last time with a question someone had asked. So if you feel that you need to put yourself first and you can't get the order done when you say it was going to be done, then you just be honest and tell your clients.
I think we all struggle like that. I think all crafters will relate to that, Sam.
Yeah. No, well, it just, I wasn't going to say that at all, but like with you, you had to say something. It just popped into my head because I remember we had this conversation last time when someone was asking a question about it, and that is totally okay.
Yeah.
And I will now jump completely to what I was going to do at the end, linked in with telling your story in a positive way.
Before you do, Vicky's just said, I have so lost myself. I'm just saying this now because I think you need to hear that. And obviously, for everyone who's watching, Sam can't see the comments. So that's why I keep interrupting her.
Yeah.
I have so lost myself lately because of putting kids first. I don't even have the energy to put makeup on these days. That's Vicky.
Yeah, I mean,
how can she change that?
Yeah. Well, it is so common, and I used to do that all the time, and I even do that sometimes. But now I'm not ill, it's kind of easier. But yeah, it's kind of just remembering that, and this is quite a hard one, but it's really important, that remembering that actually the person who is most important is yourself, because even though, you know, we do put our kids first, if you aren't up to looking after your kids, then you're not helping them at all. So you need to look after yourself first, which is really hard to start doing, and give yourself space and time. Something else has just popped into my head of another one we can do at some point about loving ourselves, because I used to hate myself, but I love myself now. So maybe we can do that at some point, which links in.
I think that'd be a really good one. I think that'd be a really good one.
I'm actually, my empowerment group I do once a month. I'm doing self-love next week, actually.
Really hard when you've got chronic illnesses.
Stuff I do that.
I think when you've got chronic illnesses and you've got medication that can help them put you on weight, you can't move around much. It's really hard, and you grieve the person you was before. So I think I think self-love is a good thing to do. Definitely.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I don't think I ever loved myself, even before I had chronic illness. And when I recovered at the end of my practitioner course, I completely had changed. I'm a completely different person than I was. And I realised that it was because I hated myself, because I'd taken all the negativity that people had ever said to me and believed it and made it my own, which again goes back to the filtering for positive. I think if you start filtering for positive and start keeping a positive diary, that will kind of help you to like yourself a little bit more.
Vicky said it would be great. It's a stressful time because her kids have got GCSEs looming as well.
Okay, yeah, no, totally. So I can totally see why you want to put them first even more, Vicky. But it's even more important that you look after yourself, which is really hard when you're trying to cut yourself up into all these different kind of roles and things, and you have a chronic illness as well. So yeah, I think I will go on to something that I wasn't going to say yet, but no. Yeah, we kind of interrupted because I was going to say about the positive story, but I feel linked with what Vicky just said. I think I need to talk about affirmations, because I say daily affirmations.
Can I tell you one more comment before you start this? Because I think this links in as well, but that's what life is all about, for people to interact. So, just finding the balance hard. This is Claire. Just finding the balance hard. Kids, family and work. Felt really low yesterday and cried. I feel like I'm annoying my kids. And do you know what, Claire? I can totally level with that, because I'm work, and I feel guilty, awful with the amount of time I stay on work. Vicky says, yes, my ex was mentally abusive, so it takes ages to get over the mental scars, if ever.
So. No, totally. Oh, there's loads going on in both of those things. Yeah, totally. I get all of that, especially the mental scars and stuff. Yeah, there's something that I want to say, which I'll say at the end. Okay. I could say it now, but I'll say it at the end. But also, yeah, it is really, really hard. And what was it, Claire, that just said about yesterday? She was really
the work balance hard with the kids, family, and work felt really low yesterday and cried. I feel like I'm ignoring my kids. And I get that. I feel that every day. I really do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm the same, you know. I'm sat doing this with Lara colouring next to me, because if she was just upstairs, I feel bad that she was upstairs, you know. And it is, I spend so much time in my dining room, which the dining room table is more like my office, and, you know, doing so much work and stuff in the evenings and things. I totally get that. Yeah. But equally, if you want to be able to provide for them, then you need to be able to, you know, work. And it's very different if you're self-employed. You know, I know my business is very different to all of yours, because it's more a service than a product. But equally, you know, I am self-employed, and if we don't work and we don't work hard at it, then, you know, it's not like a job where you can just go home. And, well, especially because you work from home, you know, it's not a 9-to-5 job kind of thing. I've never had one of those.
And I also think, Sam, you have to wear so many hats.
Exactly.
So you're always doing something, even if you're sat on your phone, you're doing your
social
media.
I do also think, because I've always been like that, I find it very hard just to sit and do nothing. Mm-hmm. So my version of relaxation would be different to someone who can just switch off. And I've learnt, I think some people have to learn, and it seems to be a common trait in people with chronic illness, and I can say this because I've been there. I meditate. That is my way of being able to switch off, and I've learned how to come out of my head and into my body now. So, and I
excuse me, I'm
have different ways. I'll just carry on. I have different ways of being able to get out of my thinking head and just, you know, relax. And I'm sure that when you're all doing your crafts, that is, you know, although you've got the double thing of, you know, oh, I have to get it done, have to get all these done for the customers. But when you do your crafts, I mean, I am creative and crafty. I just don't make anything to sell. And so I know art and music are my two things where I can do them and completely lose myself in them. And that's my distraction. And that is my equivalent of someone just sitting on the sofa doing nothing. I have to be doing something, but it's getting out of my head and into my body. So it's a hard one, but try not to feel guilty, because going back to the original thing with Claire, and I know it is hard when everything just comes up, because you can make time to be with your kids and to have, even if, you know, you're working, you could then have like 20 minutes playing a game with, I don't know how old your kids are, Claire, but playing a game, or just having that conversation.
I think Claire's got a little baby. I know what I'm pretty.
Oh my
Claire,
goodness!
You've
that's
got
really
a little baby as well as an older one, I think.
Okay, but that's really hard. Then with a little baby, then you have to rely on when the baby sleeps, and God, that is really, really tricky. I've been there too. I was going to say about affirmations, because I'm feeling that there seems to be a common thread coming through here. Okay. So I say daily affirmations, and 3 years ago, when I started doing them, I would say them like all the time. So a common one was, I believe in myself, which I think is coming through quite strongly for me. That would be quite a good one. So you say it looking into a mirror. I'm sure some of you have come across affirmations and things. You look into a mirror, and you have to really, even if you don't believe in yourself, because I really didn't when I first started doing it, you have to say it as if you really believe it, because you're looking yourself in the eyes, and it's really hard to start with. And you say it 3 times out loud, ideally 3 times a day to start with. I tend to do it when I clean my teeth, and so I just do it once a day now, because I stopped doing them because I thought, I've achieved all these things now, I'm going to stop doing them. And then my self-belief went slightly. I was like, oh, okay. I call it positive brainwashing because it is. It's kind of... so I believe in myself would be quite a good one. I am good enough, because we were just talking about perfectionism. I was told that for the first time last year by my NLP trainer. I was assisting on a course with him, and he just looked me in the eye and said, "You are good enough." He might have used the F word within there as well, but I have an 8-year-old here, and I don't know if it's appropriate to say that as well. She's laughing. My journey home was an hour and 45 minutes of me saying it and absolutely streaming it with tears, because no one had ever told me that. No one had ever told me that I was good enough before, and it took almost 45 minutes for me to be able to say it without crying, and then it probably took me saying it every day. That was last April. Well, I thought in the December that I thought in the September when I started my master practitioner that I believed it, and then it came out again, and every so often it comes up again. So I know that I'm good enough, but sometimes I need reminding. So I'm good enough would be a good one. I can write all these in the comments.
Well, I was just below. I just had a thought. Claire says she has a baby and a 5-year-old. I just had a thought. If you can do it next month, we could do early on live about main mindset, and then we could actually set them some tasks in a live. I don't know how it would work, but I don't know.
I do.
We'll have a think about that.
Yeah.
That's your speciality, not
mine.
No,
I do, and I tell you what's coming up for me as well in a second, which I will say the thing that I was.
I'm only going to have about 5 more minutes because I can't sit for too long. I sat for an hour last night.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I kind of feel that we need a positivity part 2 at some point as well, then, because
we've been going half an hour already. Time flies.
Okay, I've only about 4. Okay.
Go through all your points, though. I'm not rushing you. It's just that it begins to start.
No, it's fine.
I don't know. I've got a bit of a problem with my spine, and it begins to start hurting.
Okay. Also, this links in with it's okay to put yourself first sometimes. That it's okay to say no and feel okay about it. Again, that's another really hard thing, and it's something that once I started doing it. Once I did it once, I was like, oh, okay, because I used to be, I would say no, and then I would feel really guilty about it, and really, oh my God. But since I changed so much, now I kind of, well, no, actually, I don't want to. And if I commit to something, and then I think, actually, no, that isn't going to work, I will then say, and I don't feel bad about it now.
I need to learn that, Sam. I need to learn that. I am such a people pleaser. I just it
doesn't do you any favors, and it's easy for me to say all this, but I have been there, honestly. That's why I'm so passionate about this stuff, that it really, really helps, and I've got ways and techniques and stuff that I can help. But for me, it sounds like we've got like about 5 other sessions we can do, just stemming from all of this.
We've got the whole year.
I know. So learning to that could be like a theme of learning to say no. And I mean, because also I think I said last time that maybe I could do a session where it's kind of just deep relaxation, and I can when I do deep relaxation,
you could do that for main mindset.
Yeah, because I use very vague hypnotic language. It is a deep relaxation thing, but I put in lots of things to help with all of these positivity things. So maybe that would be quite a good thing.
Yeah, so perhaps we can do, like I said, the live like this in the beginning of May, maybe do a deep relaxation at the end of May or something.
Yeah, and if I set some tasks through the journaling, then we can have a check-in with how people are getting on with that.
Yeah, okay.
And a relaxation. So listen to your body. It will tell you if it needs a rest, so listen. And that is so hard, really, really hard, especially with people with chronic illness, which now I don't have chronic illness. If I feel ill, I do rest. Yesterday I had to have a procedure on my wrist. I think the first time I came on, I still had it in its sling. And it brought on dizziness, and I felt really ill, and I just felt like going to bed, and I did. When I had fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, I used to fight from going to bed, because I thought that if I went to bed, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, because I couldn't. And now I just give into it, and I will say I did take work upstairs with me. I was lying in bed with work around me. after 5 minutes, I had to give up on that because I just felt so rough. And so I listened to my body, and I never used to do that. And so that's really important as well. So, even if
we had
you've got everything else.
We have, with the Heartisan team, we have a chat group. And just yesterday, there was a couple saying we needed some time out. And they're like, no, it's all right, I can carry on. And Vicky was there. Vicky's watching us now. And we were like, no, you need to take that time off. I'll be okay. And there was a bit of discussion with a few of us. I've had to take some time out recently as well, but still in the background doing stuff. And it's hard. We are rubbish at doing.
Have to do it.
We're rubbish at it, though, aren't we?
Yeah, it is hard. And all these things, I think, they only work when you know yourself, because it's all very well saying, I can tell people all these things, but it's only when you start thinking, actually, I do need to, and so it's just getting into your body and just thinking, yeah, okay, it's okay to do this, and giving yourself permission. And it's really, really hard. So, but in the mindset thing, we can, if I do a bit on journaling and a bit on, sort of changing the thoughts.
Did you have any other points, Sam? I don't think there's any more questions, so any more comments. Sorry.
Yeah. This is more to do with calm, but calm and ground yourself with both feet on the ground. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth for longer than you breathe in, and notice the peripheral vision around you and space. I'm sure you all know about breathing, but for me, the difference that makes a difference on that is the breathing out for longer than you breathe in. It's really calming and grounding. I use that all the time. I have some NLP techniques that maybe at another point I could teach you all, just to get instantly calm, which helps as well. I won't have time to do that now. So there's always a reason, and there's always a silver lining if you look carefully enough. I have written down here. So even like when we were saying everything seems to be, it goes back to the filtering for positive and everything, that even if everything seems to be going wrong, you start filtering for positive, and you will see the reason, even if it's not till after you come out of it. You think, oh, actually, it's like I broke my wrist on the 7th of January this year, and I believe that it was because I needed a break from something.
Slow you down.
And also, and also, I needed to slow down. I was just doing so much, and actually, it's helped me to transition from driving to clients, and I also tutor as well, to doing it on Skype, which has saved me time to be able to do other things.
This is a little bit side note for you. Do you ever use Zoom?
Yes,
because you can record that and send it to them. I use it in my groups.
I'm doing, and I was going to mention this anyway because it might be interesting for people to come along to this. I'm doing my first ever webinar next Tuesday via Zoom. I'll put the link underneath. It's a free webinar.
I was going to say that at the end to put your stuff in the link. It just popped into my head. Have you ever used it?
Yeah, no. It's something I'm trying to get into, and like I've planned the webinar, but I have no idea on the technological side of it. But it will be fine. So my webinar, because I've actually got a new online course aimed at people with chronic illness that I'm going to be doing, and it covers all this kind of stuff, positivity and beliefs. And I'm doing a free webinar next Tuesday evening, which will be recorded as well, but you have to sign up for the webinar if you want to be able to get the recording as well. So I can put the link underneath.
I was going to say, actually the day before, pop a post in to remind people.
Okay.
Just pop a post in and say, because you know what we're all like, our memories are dreadful and all that. Just put a pop a post up saying, don't forget my webinar and the link.
Okay.
On Monday.
Well, I'll mention it at the bottom of this, and then I'll do that as well.
Yeah. And this will get pulled down the wall.
Even if people have no intention of coming on my course, it will still be useful. I mean, because I'll say a bit about my story and I'll outline the course and everything, and then I am doing like a technique on there as well, which might be handy. So you know, you'll at least take that away, even if you're not really interested in the course. It's absolutely
I'm
fine.
just going to ask it, and we've got a couple still on, so I'm going to ask if you've got any questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up, if that's okay, unless you've missed anything. No, we go for around 30 odd minutes, and then with a little extra for questions. Did you have anything?
Who, me?
It's the kids. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry I didn't finish what I was saying. Did we cover it all? And any questions?
Yeah,
you put them in now.
Just really to take time for yourself. Just to take time for yourself, really, which we did kind of say.
Yeah, we did.
But,
And touching on the Everything Happens for a Reason. That was my first blog name. My first blog was called Everything Happens for a Reason, because that was about Zach.
Really?
And having to give up my job and all that sort of stuff that happened in those really dark times. Yeah, I wrote a blog about it. No, they're all good, and they said very useful, thank you. So we will be back twice in May by the sounds of it. That sounds really awesome. I really look forward to that. Like I said, we have a theme every month, and next month is May Mindset. A list of the 10 tips. Oh, a list of the 10 tips would be great, please. Could you do that?
Yeah, I mean, basically...
Just in the comments will be fine.
Yeah. I have it written like this because when people sign up for my website, this is what I send off to them. But as this is a special group, I will I'll see how I can add it on. I will have a go. I'll put
Why don't you send me the photo and I'll just put it on, or you can do that.
Yeah, no, I will. I can't do it from this because I've scribbled on this. So I will write it down, because even though I don't now have chronic illness, I still forget things because I don't hold things in my head unless I need to anymore. I thought suddenly I would remember everything, but no, I don't.
That must feel so light. That must make you feel so light. I don't know if that explains it very well, but without holding it in your head and trying to remember everything and all the things you've got going on as a business and kids and that, letting that go must make you feel so light. Sounds a bit of a weird analogy, but that's what it feels. Yeah, I think it would feel like.
Yeah, it does. But I will say that sometimes I think I'm now less organised than I was when I was holding it all in my head, because I had 4 people's diaries in my head, so my husband's and my 2 kids and mine, all the time. But now I obviously have to go into the future to kind of make sure I've got childcare and everything sorted. But sometimes it will get to the day before and I think, oh my God, like yesterday I asked a friend if she could have Lara tomorrow because I'm going to a client. And normally, previously to that, not normally, I would have done that weeks ago. I would have sorted it. But now I'm laid back. I feel I need to kind of marry up the two. I've gone a bit too the other way.
Okay, so if you could, do that top tip. 10 top tips would be awesome.
Yes, I put the 10 top tips.
Thank you very, very much, Sam. It was awesome. Like I said, I know it's quiet in April, but May we'll all be back.
Well, people can have a look back on.
And also YouTube. It goes to YouTube. We spread it everywhere, and then we have a Pinterest board that's got Heartisan Help. It gets added there. This goes everywhere. This is why this program is so wonderful. I love
Okay, brilliant.
Program.
Oh, I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah, I love my program. As in, not the program of the group, the program I use, the technical one.
Yeah,
I love the group, of course. Of course I love the group, but I love the tech. Okay, so have a great rest of April, Sam. Enjoy your Easter.
Thank you, and you.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.